Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video I want to talk about the features and my thoughts on Final Fantasy XV's multiplayer expansion, Comrades. Now, for those who didn't know, if you're a Season Pass holder and you have access to Xbox Live Gold or Xbox Live's paid premium service, whatever it is nowadays, or PlayStation Plus, depending on your console, you could download this between August 3rd and August 8th and check out what is coming in this DLC. Now, I'm of the opinion Final Fantasy XV never really needed a DLC. It was kind of a neat idea considering the way the main game works with all the bros and the idea of working together. And I'm going to talk about that aspect of it a lot here in Comrades. I just want to go over the features, the gameplay, what it seems they're trying to do, and my overall thoughts on it. We're not going to do any cuts on this, so I may fumble around my words a little bit, but we'll see what happens. So first of all, Comrades does have a character creator. It's somewhat limited, however, it does have some sort of open slots for more options. Real quick, I guess we'll go through me making a new character. I have my currently existing character, but real quick, we'll go through what the character customization looks like. I'm not going to actually take the time to customize any of that stuff, but I know that people watching this probably want to see it. There are still load times. The load times for this aren't nearly as long as the main game, at the very least, so that's something to look forward to. They've been experiencing a lot of people, and they've had a lot of traffic, so the multiplayer aspect itself hasn't really worked all that great, so I don't know if it will for this video. So you can make a male or a female avatar. You can also choose to edit an existing one. As you can see, I have Mr. Happy. So I actually have a male character, so I'm actually curious what the female characters and the female character customization actually looks like. So let's just make one of those real quick. Alright, so that's the default look. Not bad. Default look, you can see face, hair, features, voice, figure, attire, color, facial structure, and finish. So real quick, you have some basic looks on your face. You have different options, although obviously for the closed beta, the other options are locked, but as you can see, there will be other options in the future. You have facial blend, you have skin tone blend. Moving over to hair, as you can see, we have a few different options here, but we only have two that are openly available to us right now. As soon as you select one, it takes a second to switch over. This they could definitely work on the load times for. It feels like it takes a little too long for you to just switch hair on a character, but that's why it's closed beta, I suppose. Features, you have eyebrows, different looks. You have eyelashes, different looks. Scars you can put on your face. Face paint you can put on your face. Full body tattoos or just half body tattoos. You can also do the voices. So you got... Yeah. So there you go. You got a bunch of different voice options. You have height. You have height, body type, which I think is like, yeah, it's slim or a little bit chubby. Then you've got head, neck, all the size of everything else here. Upper arms, forearms, hips, stomach, rear, legs. Yes, rear means exactly what you think it means. You also have attires. You could choose what you want them to wear. Just a few options here. You have matching pieces for most of these. And by default, I guess you just look like you're in Under Armour. And then you also have outfits, by the way. Now, there's a Chocobo outfit right here. I'm going to be honest, if Kenny the Crow is not one of the options when the full version comes out, I will actually riot. Like, the Chocobo outfit looks nifty enough, but seriously, Kenny the Crow, please. I don't actually want to look like that, though. Not on both characters, at least because my male character, yeah, he's in that outfit. Any day now. Come on. I just want to get him back into that. There we go. That's fine by me. And then you can do accessories. We don't have any, but you'd have to imagine that's like necklaces, bracelets, stuff like that. And then color. You can change the color of your skin, lips, eyes, hair, tips, eyebrows, highlights, top, bottom, or shoes. So you can see there's some different... You can customize the actual shirt itself. And there's also all the different parts of the shirt that you can customize. So if you want to mess around a little bit, it has 10 different options. It looks like the belts, everything. So fully customizable in terms of color on the clothes itself. Same with the bottoms themselves, but we don't need to see that. And the shoes. Facial structure, you can mess around with this as well. I'm awful with it, that's why I'm not actually doing it. But you can see you have some pretty decent options regarding everything. You have the same options with the eyes, or similar options between the eyes and the nose, bridge, depth, width. So for those of you looking for character customization, it's pretty decent, actually. I'd like to see more of the shirts and pants and outfits that you can earn in the full version, but that's why this is a closed beta, because we don't have access to everything. So I'm just going to, I guess, press finish and take this character into the game. You also obviously get to pick a name. So because I have Mr. Happy, let's do Miss Happy. Watch this name be taken. Oh, no, it wasn't. So in the beta itself, you start at this one normal campsite. According to the website, when the full version comes out, you will be able to explore a city. A lot of people think it's going to be Insomnia. I hope it's Insomnia. There's no guarantee it's Insomnia. I'm just telling you what people's expectations are. So now that we're in here, the game actually controls very similarly to Final Fantasy 15 itself, but there are some very key differences, and we're going to go over those on the Practar, which is a practice cactar. It's like a training dummy, pretty much. Before we do that, let's go over into our gear options. So, you get to select 4 weapons, just like you do with Noctis in the main game, and then you also get to select a Royal Sigil. Every one of your individual characters levels up, and while your items don't level up in the closed beta, in the full version of the game, every individual item will also have levels tied to it, and that can alter its power, the stats that it offers, or even the special properties that it actually has. So, let me actually do something real quick. There we go. So, these are the 4 weapons that I actually start with right here. In the beta itself, we only have katanas, clubs, daggers, and shurikens. There will be shields, crossbows, and polearms additionally in the full version. Now, looking towards, in case you're wondering why my camera's floating, it's because I thought I'd be blocking stuff in the bottom right. I guess it doesn't really matter. I could just move myself real quick. So, every individual item has its own separate stats. You can see it increases your strength or your vitality, what the actual attack power is, what the defensive values are. Does it increase your HP or MP? Does it give you any sort of resistance to certain elements or things like that? But they also have their own special stats over on the bottom. It's a little hard to read because the text is small. But for example, the Senengiri, which is the katana they started me with, damage output increases with consecutive strikes. So you want to make sure that if you're using this, you have ample time, such as during a vulnerable period, in order to unleash that attack. For the Kaganui, it has Petrifier. Standard attacks gain a small chance of stopping enemies in their tracks. So it's a very support-style weapon. Doesn't deal a lot of damage, but it has a medium range and has the supportive skill of being able to inflict stop on enemies so that you don't have to worry about defense for a little bit. Crimson Flashes is probably the best example of a weapon early in this part. So by default, it inflicts fire, a flame damage over time on opponents, or it has a chance to. But it also has Warp Combo Fyra. So if you go to cast a spell right after doing a Warp Strike, it will actually cast Fyra instead of doing whatever you normally have in that slot. Which is honestly one of my favorite aspects about this, is changing the Warp Strikes into different elemental combos. And in general, I find the magic system in this version of the game to be superior to that of the actual main game, which is a little odd, but we'll see how it feels. And a Mithril Hammer is just huge attack, super slow, but really good at busting down body parts and stuff like that. Finally, probably one of my other favorite features is the Royal Sigil. Now, Royal Sigil is basically the equivalent of a job stone or selecting a job from other Final Fantasy games. In this closed beta, we have 4 sigils. We have the Rogue, the Pious, the Tall, and the Oracle. The Rogue, obviously, for the nimble rogues, it gives you access to air steps. So I'm actually going to show you each of these by getting access to the Practar. This is the training dummy I was mentioning earlier. So when I have the Rogue Sigil equipped, when I'm in the middle of attacking, if I hold back, I can actually do it mid-air. I can do that. So I have a lot more mobility in regards to my character. And all of that mobility, the mid-air mobility, comes from me being able to, me having this Rogue Sigil equipped. So it makes my aerial play a lot more intense. Moving on to the next one, we have the Pious' Sigil. Enables the bearer to cast 2 offensive spells in a row by expending more MP. So at this point, I should probably point out that spells, you have a single spell. If you look in the bottom left, you can kind of see it. And yeah, I'm blocking my own health. I guess that's what I thought. At the bottom left, you can see that you have a curative spell and an offensive spell. Obviously, holding L2 and triangle is a curative spell. Holding L2 and circle is the offensive spell. Now, by default, I don't have any spells equipped. It just basically does like a puff of air that doesn't do much damage and eats a little bit of MP. But you saw that I had the warp combo, so now when I do the warp combo with this, it looks like this instead. So I do a warp strike, and then I go to cast a spell. I messed that up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not doing it right. I did it right before. It might... do I have the right weapon? Yeah, no, this is the right weapon. It should be working. I did it a lot when I was actually playing the other day. Let me just read it one more time. After a successful warp strike. Yeah, no, it should work. Oh, maybe I just need to keep attacking. Oh, well, now it's... Oh, come on, let me back into combat. Come on. There we go. Alright, well, that's how it's supposed to work. It was working before, but I can't seem to get to work right now. And I don't know how long I want to... I don't know how long I want to go for it. I don't know if it's just not working because it's on the Praktar, but that's basically what your offensive spell looks like if you don't have any sort of magic tied to your weapons. Weapons can have magic directly tied to them. There's one weapon specifically in the closed beta that makes your magic spell Thundara while you have it equipped. So having different weapons also allows you to have access to different spells, not just inside of the warp combo, but you could basically have Thundara on one weapon and Blizzard on one and Fire on another. And then maybe you have some other sort of spell on the fourth one. So the Pious' Sigil, you saw that I was basically doing my spells with one hand. With Pious, two hands. It uses more MP, but as you can see, it also did a significant amount more damage. It's hitting twice now, and it's also hitting for significantly more damage overall. So because it costs two spells, you basically turn into a black mage of some sort, and that becomes the playstyle that you've chosen. Moving on to the next one, we have the Tall. Now, the Tall gives you a bunch of HP and a bunch of strength, but it reduces your magical stats by a massive amount. I'm just going to keep moving myself, I suppose. Right here, I guess, still works fine. So it basically, you become a DPS. You become a very, very high damage output DPS. Now, on top of that, it replaces your Curative spell, because you can no longer cast Curative spells with this equipped, and turns it into Aura, which eats all of your MP, but gives me a damage buff that makes me hit quite hard. So on top of having more health, I also have this damage buff, which allows me to deal significantly more damage than I was dealing before. I can still cast offensive spells, but it's definitely more for the physical attacker above all else. So it's equivalent to a physical DPS, the Tall. Moving on to the next one. And the last one we have available here, we have the Oracle, which enables the bearer's curative spells to recover more HP across a wider range by expending more MP. So this one reduces my max HP, increases my MP, decreases my physical damage, decreases my magical damage, but increases my healing output. So just to show you what the heal looks like normally, let's unequip the Tall. Let's go to the rogues, I guess. This is what a curative spell looks like normally. Alright, and that's an AoE heal. Now, when I actually put on the Pious' Sigil, or the Oracle's Sigil, it does that. It's in a wider range, it's a little stronger, and it's definitely more for supporting the team. You know, you could warp around, go around the warp strikes, or pick off smaller enemies, and then when your team needs healing, you're there ready to protect them. And because it doesn't eat a whole lot of MP, you are capable of doing it several times in succession. So you can definitely help out party members that are nearby, or ones that are in the danger zone, or any of them that just needed to retreat to get some healing. So the fact that you can very clearly select your role in this is actually one of the things I think that gives this sort of room to be good. I didn't know if I expected Final Fantasy XV's multiplayer to necessarily be good, because it's just not something I expected from the game overall, especially not in its own dedicated multiplayer mode. But the fact that there is this level of customization where the weapons have such varying degrees of what they're capable of. I'm starting to sweat because I'm in Southern California and I don't have my fan on for this video, so sorry about that. You have all this room to like customize the weapons and the spells that they offer and the stats that they offer and your actual gameplay style. It's something you can't do in the main game. And it's upsetting to me because the main game, if it was more like this, I think actually would have been better. Not having your spells tied to the consumables that you had to craft, not having to stop and pick them up off the ground. Having your weapons do things like cause your warp strikes to have magic that comes out of that. It feels more intuitive and it flows with the combat better, I feel, than having to like take off a weapon and put on a magic like or a magic sphere like you had to do in the main game. It just, I don't know, I feel like this multiplayer got the combat of Final Fantasy 15 itself better than the main game. So that's my personal thought, which is why I think it actually has hope to be like a Monster Hunter style multiplayer. So that's the main thing. So what do you actually do in the multiplayer? In the multiplayer, the entire point is to go out, do missions, you know, maybe protect an objective, maybe take down a big boss, maybe take down a bunch of little ones. Maybe you're just hunting for resources or something like that. And to collect meteor shards and gil and cooking materials and do those missions together with your friends and get stronger, you know, level your weapons, level your characters, and overall just improve your character more and more. It's very Monster Hunter style-esque where you're going to go out and hunt monsters a lot in order to improve your character. Now you can see things like the rewards here. You can see things like the Fuma Shuriken, Imperial Axe, Ashura, Raiton Shuriken. That's the one that gives you the spell. There's another one right there. So I guess let's just try and do a mission. These have been really, really buggy because of I guess they've just had a lot of issues with, I guess, the server infrastructure or something like that. I'm going to try to do quick play real quick. If it doesn't work, and I am going to turn on my fan so I stop sweating as much. I'm sorry if it makes a sound, but I mean, you guys don't want to see me sweat. Oh, did I actually get into a quick play? Our recruitment period ends in 20 minutes. Yeah, we may do a cut in the video if that doesn't improve, because what's been happening is I go to do quick play. Oh, it looks like someone actually got put into my party. Like an actual person? Are those AI? Those could be AI. I think those might be AI. I can't really tell. If there's nobody else playing, it'll throw AI into your game. So that way you can at least do something, but the AI is not nearly as good as a real player. They're effective enough for like these lower tier missions, but they are not nearly the same as playing with an actual person. There's other bits of the combat we'll be able to cover once we actually get into the mission right here. Matching, thank you. I know how multiplayer matching works. But there's things like cross links or link chains and the ability to, instead of the auto dodge, like you know how Noctis kind of auto dodges away from things, instead you create a shield around you that drains MP over time. It actually blocks attacks for people who are immediately behind you as well. So that opens up the possibility for maybe a tank sigil at some point, or something that enhances that shield and gives you more health and vitality as opposed to damage output. So again, a lot of room for this game to do a lot of things right, but there's a lot that could go wrong too. So I'm more optimistic than I was before the closed beta came out. Let's say that. I'm more optimistic than I was before the closed beta came out. I think that they have the room to do a really good multiplayer, especially for the cost of, what is it, 10 bucks, I think? A standalone if you don't have it as part of the season pass. Something like that. Alright, so between missions, you'll come to one of these camps. And from these camps, you can talk to the other people, you can prepare for the mission. Yeah, it's all AI. That's why there's nothing else loaded in here. So once you're ready, choose to prepare for departure or just continue to rest. Once you're prepared for departure, you go out and you'll complete the mission that you selected. And then it can actually send you on more missions after that. There's additional legs of the mission. Hello, Tom. Prepare for departure. Oh, okay. It's just getting all the AI into my space here. Okay, quest begins when the countdown reaches 0. Prepare for departure. Can I just go immediately instead? Oh, I know. I think these are actual people. I've never seen AI like actually dash around like this. So yeah, I wonder if yeah, they're definitely switching through all the weapons. I just hope that I wonder if I can. Let's do this. Let's do this. Come on, fam. Team? Can we... Is there a way for me to speed this up? Prepare for departure in the camp menu. Oh, yeah, so if they all prepare for departure, then we can leave. But they all need to do it. Okay, there we go. Okay. So there are also quick chat options, and some of them are hilarious, such as... Where's the chocobo? Oh, where is it? I love this. I love this chocobo so much. Alright, so what sigil did I even decide on? Did I decide on the healing sigil? No, I didn't. Did I just undecide a sigil? I might have taken the tall. Alright, so the mission's going to start. We're going to take out a bunch of enemies right here. And as you can see, it very much flows like Final Fantasy 15's combat. There you go. See, even with the basic one, I can actually get quite a bit done. But your MP goes away real fast if you just keep warp striking everywhere, so occasionally may feel the desire to do that. There you go. Oh, I have the rogue sigil on. Okay. I wasn't sure which sigil I last equipped, but I definitely have the rogue sigil. Alright, so we're going to take out all this trash, and then we'll have the Nagas spawn, and we'll be good. So there's also food ingredients that are hanging around all over the place, and it's highly recommended each of your party members pick one up. Because it determines what food buffs you get after the fact. Oh, goodness. Oh, there you go. I inflicted the stop. Alright. Oh! Alright, so Hecdize is dead. Come on, where's the food drops? Alright, I think the snakes might be coming soon. Oh, here's a food drop. Yeah, so that's what the shield looks like. Preparing to heal. No, no food. So these guys are super dangerous. So I like to... Yeah, I'm a big fan of inflicting stop on the Hecdize. And then going after them like that. And then once they're stopped, switch to a different weapon. The one that does more damage with combos, preferably. I don't know what the diminishing returns is on the stop. So I just kind of keep doing it over and over again. And now we have the bosses that are actually appearing. Which, by the way, are also susceptible to stop. They're level 20, though, so gotta be more careful with these ones. So this is where, if you start warp striking on them, you get what are called these warp strike chains. And these warp strike chains are really good for just dealing bonus damage against these guys. Alright, I actually want to get up there, get some MP back. And we're good. As you can see, looks a little weird when I'm holding it right there. There you go. Time to warp strike. Alright. Alright, let me see if I can do... Oh, see, there's the Fyra. Remember when I said I could inflict Fyra? I also got spit on from a distance. So see, he's actually blocking for me. Or you could see he was trying to block for me. There you go. And then they came over and they healed me. Alright, let me go get some MP back. They're under the water, it looks like, so I'm trying to play it a little careful. Looks like I'm not the only one of my teammates trying to play it a little careful. Yeah, so you can see that now I'm able to get those the Fyras off there. Trying to inflict the stop. There you go. Then I can do this. So because I'm a rogue, I realistically should be trying to play a little bit safer. But I actually got paired with other real people, which surprises the hell out of me. Oh, let me do this. There you go. I got a few other nifty options here. Alright, and we managed to complete our mission. That actually went way smoother than it did with the AI partners. And similar to the main game, you do have max health and temporary health. So if my max health is only at 372, there's nothing I can really do about that. Other than maybe there's a spell later from one of the items that lets me improve it a little bit more. But now from that, I got 4 new weapons from completing our mission, so we can now take a look at those new weapons before we go off to another mission. That went way better than with the AI, man. The AI is not horrible. So every time you go back to a mission in between, or back to your camp between missions, it collects all the ingredients you got, which unfortunately only Tom managed to pick up an ingredient. And it makes food that gives you buffs for the next mission. All we did was get Jetty's. She just gave us a beer. She's like, here, you guys suck. Just here's a beer. I don't know. Increases gil gained from the next mission. Alright. Then it gives you your total EXP gained, obviously because it's a closed beta. Not expected to gain a whole lot of EXP because you're not going to level up. You get meteor shards, which are going to be used to unlock new missions and activities in the full game. And we all got a bunch of other stuff. So he issued a new mission where we have to escort Cindy to the end of a road. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the camp. We're going to prepare for the mission. And then we're going to go do the next mission. And this one's more of an escort mission, so new weapons acquired. So, let's go over what the new weapons do. The Ashura has Flamebound and changes my offensive spell to fire. So, I'm actually going to go with the Pious' Sigil on this next one. And now I'm going to mess around with this. So, now this changes my default spell to fire while I have that equipped. We have the Imperial Axe, which has Soul Siphon on it, which standard attacks gain a small chance of replenishing MP. Alright, I think that's kind of better than what I had before. Then we have Fuma Shuriken, which has a small chance to inflict instant death. Somebody left. And then Raiton Shuriken, which changes my spell to Thundara. So I'm going to forego the use of other stuff, and I'm going to go with the Pious' Sigil. It still says I have the Rogue Sigil. Must be a visual glitch. I'll remove... Let me try leaving the menu altogether. It just looks like it's a visual glitch. That's weird. It, like, won't let me have... Oh, yeah, it's a visual glitch. I don't know, it, like, won't let me select the Pious' Sigil for some reason. Alright, well, then we'll just stick with the... We'll actually go with the Tall Sigil. And I'll change one of my other armor... We'll change one of my other pieces. Oh, it also didn't save any of my other changes that I made. It still says the other stuff is equipped. Let me see if the other stuff is equipped. No, it's definitely not. It knows that I have the right sigil on, but it definitely isn't changing my armor. Must just be having issues with the connection. They did say that they've been having quite a few issues. Yeah, because it's not... Oh, no, well, it changed this one. It's just not changing this one. Alright, that's fine. We have an AI partner now, so let's go to the next mission, prepare for departure, and we're good to go. My team was probably doing what I was doing on the last one. They're like, please, just go. Just go. I don't know if there's a third mission after this. I actually had a disconnect on this mission last time I tried to do it, and it didn't work. So I don't know if there's actually another mission after this one. Oh, okay, a little bit close. All right, so first we got to kill off these bad guys. So now that's what my spell looks like. So when I cast a spell, that's what it looks like. Although, to be fair, I am of the tall, so casting spells is not a good idea for me. Oh, man. Yeah, I know. She's honking at me. Alright. Let me get some MP back. Alright, I gotta be careful with stasis. Alright. Well, at least he's dead. So, this thing that you're seeing right here, the Warp Strike combos, that happens whenever you counterattack. You know how in the main game you get the kind of generic counterattacks? There are some of those generic counterattacks. There are some generic counterattacks in the multiplayer, but there's more so of those Warp Strikes. So, yeah, you know which one's the AI, because they'll never Warp Strike onto the back of the truck. Alright. I actually kind of wish I was of the rogue now, because for all these bees... that's the thing, you can't change your equipment and stuff in the middle of the actual fighting, or in the middle of the mission overall, so you really gotta do that planning ahead of time. These guys are pretty weak, though, so... That was close. He just missed me. I didn't even block it. And... whoop. I'm just doing aerial combos left and right. Oof. That looked painful. Alright, let's, I would like to Warp Strike onto that, please. There we go. Oh, nope, maybe not. I could really use a way back on. Oh, no, wait, there we go. I see my way back up. I'll just take my time with this one. I'm on my way, team. Oh, there's a point warp over there. Alright, I just wanted you to use you to get closer to my team. I don't want to actually fight you down here on your own. What are they weak to? I guess, though, this does neutral damage against them, so... You know, I think... As much... I don't know, maybe it could just be this weapon type. But it almost feels like I still have my air step. It just sucks because they're weak to, they're strong against katanas. They have katana resistance. Different enemies, just like in the main game, have different resistances to different weapon types. And one of those resistances is indeed, katana. So considering it was my weapon of choice, just because I like using it more, these guys do not like it. Alright. Luckily, we're doing work over here. Oh, an ingredient. So that's what an ingredient looks like on the ground, by the way. You got a rare ingredient. Wait, no, I wanted that ingredient. Doesn't matter. It all helps the team in the end. Alright, there we go. Move on to the next objective. I don't know how many objectives there are total in this one. But I think we still got quite a ways to go. Normally if I just point warp to the next thing. Oh, where are they? Oh, here they are. Oh, there's bullets here now, huh? I think these guys are... Nope, yeah, they're resistant to it too. Oh, yeah. That was some crazy damage right there. Let's get some MP back just in case. Oh, and here we go again. This seems like familiar space to me. I wonder if I can get back further and point warp up. Yes. Okay. All right. I want to inflict stop on this thing. Because I know I can inflict stop on these things. It's just that I'm doing horrible damage trying to inflict it. Alright. Alright, he's dead anyway. Looks like they're weak to hammers. That makes sense, considering everything from before. Let's pick up some plain wheat or something. No! I wanted to pick up ingredients. That guy just keeps switching ingredients. He's like, I got a wheat. I got the rare ingredient. I got wheat. Oh, man. I tried to pick it up. So I also think they should change the button. So you know how in the main game, pressing X, you know, makes you sometimes you jump, sometimes you pick up the item. Here, it's kind of worse. Picking up the item is triangle, which sometimes causes you to warp strike away from the item. Yeah, so there's no winning here. All right, I'm gonna aura up. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. Ow. Alright. I just want to inflict stop. Oh, there we go. We all have to, like, kind of gang up on them one at a time. Oh, that one's vulnerable. This one's stopped. I'll just keep this one CC'd for the time being. Dude, that hammer is doing work against these things. Yeah, being of the tall, the target's HP is low. It's talking about the truck, but I'm pretty sure the truck's HP is still at a pretty decent amount. I'm just basically trying to be full-time deeps on these guys. Alright, I think we're almost done with all the bullets. I don't know if there's any enemies after the bullets, though. That's alright. As long as we just keep knocking them down, then we'll eventually get all of them. I got a rare ingredient. I would love to get a rare ingredient, but it feels like every time I go looking for ingredients, there's no ingredients. I feel like dead weight. Oh, where are you going, Tom? Alright, how many? I wonder how many more bad guys. Oh, this looks like the gate. This is either this either is the end or several bosses have appeared. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, of all the enemies types, it had to be Coerls. So Coerls, I think I don't have to tell anyone who's ever played this game that Coerls are generally problematic. Something just happened to my camera. So I want to inflict stop on these things as quickly as possible. If they're even... Oh, I have to be careful, because we all know that Corals have those instant kill attacks. Yeah, that attack right there. I don't think I can inflict stop on these things. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, man, that was close. Oh, I mean, I'm of the tall, so it's not that bad. I'm pretty tanky, but my rest of my team is gonna have problems if we don't have dedicated blocking and healing. Oh, Corals. They're also way higher level than we are. I think they're level, like... What level are these Corals? The Saber Claws are 10. They're only level 8, but these Corals feels like they have way too much health for level 8. Oh, but they also... That's right, they do heal up. That's the problem. They have those instant kill attacks. I mean, we could take out the Saber Claws first, but without dedicated healer, this is really tough. Preparing to heal. Okay. I just want to kill it. I can't see. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know if we lost the AI or if we lost somebody else. The truck has been broken down. So the truck got annihilated. You can see what happens if you're not as coordinated. Quest aborted. Road to Leshal. I didn't expect it to be Corals, man. That's rough. We would have really needed a spellcaster for that one. But basically, it does a couple of missions. If you fail one, it sends you back to the title screen. And then you can log back in and do the other missions to try what the other rewards are and stuff like that. But that's the general gist of how it's going to operate and function. I know this was really more Let's Play style, and I got kind of into it at some points. Plus, I'm sweating, so it's kind of gross. But I just wanted to show you guys, discuss what my thoughts are. Overall, this could actually be really good. There's a lot of room for this to have good teamwork, good role synergy, and definitely reward playing with friends, or definitely encourage playing with friends and playing with bros, like the kind of the main game wants you to do. But it also could very easily devolve into something that it basically just feels like everyone's out. Everyone's in it for themselves, or there's no teamwork, or there's no need to have teamwork. And it could get really bad really fast. So it's sitting on a knife's edge, but I think there's potential. So I'm hoping to see them expand on the customization that's available. I'm hoping to see them make sure that the weapons are interesting and fun to use, for having some forethought or some previous knowledge of encounters in order to make sure, hey, I'm prepared for this situation. You know, we can definitely do this. We can stop it. If you need healing, come find me, etc., etc. So anyway, that's going to be a wrap for this video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't tried out Comrades, if you have the season pass for Final Fantasy 15, and you have PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold, whatever it's called nowadays, go download it. If you don't know how to do that, go on PlayStation Plus. You just search FF15 or Comrades. On Xbox Live, I'd imagine it's the same thing. I don't have an Xbox, so who knows. Anyway, that's going to be a wrap. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. And until then, take care.